You ever notice how the people who stress the most about money never seem to have enough of it? That's not a coincidence. That's cause and effect working in reverse of what you've been taught. I'm Kyle, and today I'm going to show you something that changed everything for me. What actually happens in your brain, your body, and your bank account when you finally stop worrying about money. Not when you become rich, not when you hit some magic number, when you stop the worry itself. Most people think financial peace comes after financial success. They have it completely backwards. The stress you carry about money is actively keeping you poor. It's hijacking your decision-making, flooding your body with cortisol, and trapping you in short-term survival thinking when wealth requires long-term strategic moves. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why your anxiety about money is the most expensive habit you have, and I'll give you the exact framework to rewire your brain from scarcity to abundance. This isn't motivation fluff. This is neuroscience meets financial strategy. Let's get into it.
Here's what nobody tells you about financial stress. It's not just uncomfortable, it's biochemically expensive. When you worry about money, your body releases cortisol, the stress hormone that evolved to help you escape predators. But there are no lions chasing you. There's just your credit card bill. And that constant low-grade financial anxiety keeps your cortisol elevated day after day. Research shows that people under financial strain experience a 4% increase in daily cortisol levels compared to those who aren't. That might sound small, until you realize what chronic cortisol does. It impairs your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for planning, impulse control, and long-term thinking. The exact mental faculties you need to build wealth. So you're stuck in a brutal loop. You stress about money, which damages your ability to think strategically about money, which keeps you making poor financial decisions, which gives you more to stress about. The wealthy aren't calm because they have money. Many of them got money because they learned to stay calm first.
Let me break down the psychology here because it's critical. When researchers at Leiden University studied financial decision-making, they found something disturbing. People experiencing financial difficulties consistently chose 100 euros now over 200 euros later, not because they were bad at math, because scarcity hijacks rational thinking. When money feels scarce, your brain shifts into survival mode. You literally cannot think beyond the immediate. Long-term investing, building passive income, strategic career moves, those require mental bandwidth you don't have when you're drowning in worry. This is what I call the anxiety tax. It's not on any statement, but you pay it every single day. Every time stress makes you choose the quick fix over the smart play. Every time fear makes you avoid your bank account instead of optimizing it. Every time worry makes you take the safe path instead of the wealth-building path. The anxiety tax compounds just like interest, except it compounds against you, and most people don't even know they're paying it.
So what happens when you actually stop? When you break the cycle? The first shift is neurological. Without chronic stress flooding your system, your prefrontal cortex comes back online. You start seeing opportunities instead of just threats. You can finally think in decades instead of days. This is how wealthy people operate. They're not smarter than you. They have mental clarity you've been denied by your own anxiety. The second shift is behavioral. When you're not scared, you stop making fear-based financial decisions. You stop panic selling investments when markets dip. You stop accepting jobs just because they feel safe. You stop hoarding cash in savings accounts earning nothing because you're terrified of the stock market. Fear makes you financially defensive. Clarity makes you financially offensive. And offense is where wealth is built. You start taking calculated risks. You invest in yourself. You negotiate harder. You build multiple income streams instead of clinging to one paycheck.
Quick pause. If you think our channel can help you, subscribe now before you forget.
The third shift is the most powerful. You escape the scarcity mindset entirely. A scarcity mindset believes there's never enough. Not enough money, not enough time, not enough opportunity. It makes you hoard, compete, and operate from fear. An abundance mindset views money as a tool, not a threat. It's grounded in confidence, strategy, and growth. People with abundance mindset see setbacks as temporary, make proactive investment decisions, and align spending with their values instead of their fears. Here's the key distinction. Abundance isn't about having excess. It's about having intention. You can have abundance mindset earning $50,000 a year if you're strategic and calm. You can have scarcity mindset earning $500,000 if you're always terrified of losing it. The mindset determines the behavior determines the outcome. When you stop worrying about money, you stop making decisions designed to avoid loss and start making decisions designed to create gain. That's a completely different financial trajectory.
Let me show you how this plays out practically. Take two people with identical incomes. Person A lives in constant financial anxiety. They check their bank account obsessively, but never actually optimize anything. They keep too much in checking because they're scared of investing. They say no to opportunities because what if it doesn't work out? They stay in jobs they hate because change feels risky. Their anxiety feels productive because they're thinking about money constantly. But thinking isn't building. Person B has learned to separate emotions from financial strategy. They automate their finances so they don't need constant vigilance. They invest consistently because they understand compound growth requires patience. They take strategic risks because they're not paralyzed by fear. They think in terms of assets, not just income. Same starting point, radically different destinations. The difference isn't knowledge or even discipline. It's emotional regulation. Person B stopped letting fear drive their financial vehicle.
Now let me give you the tactical framework to actually make this shift. Step 1, create what I call your clarity number. This isn't your dream net worth. It's the specific amount that covers your basic expenses for 6 months. Emergency fund basics. When you have this number covered, your survival brain calms down because the immediate threat is handled. For most people, this is somewhere between $10,000 and $20,000. Not millions, just enough to know you won't be homeless next month. Step 2, automate everything possible. The wealthy treat finances like systems, not constant decisions. Set up automatic transfers to savings, automatic investment contributions, automatic bill payments. Every decision you remove from your daily life is one less opportunity for anxiety to interfere. Step 3, schedule your financial thinking. Give yourself 1 hour per week maximum to review and adjust. Outside that window, you don't check accounts, you don't stress, you don't make reactive decisions. This isn't avoidance, it's strategic containment.
Step 4. Shift from income thinking to asset thinking. Middle-class mentality focuses on increasing salary. Wealthy mentality focuses on acquiring things that generate money while you sleep. This could be investments, rental properties, businesses, intellectual property, dividend stocks. The goal is creating income streams that exist independently of your daily labor. When you have money working for you, the desperation fades. Step 5. Extend your time horizon dramatically. Wealthy people think in decades, even generations. They plant trees whose shade they may never enjoy. Why? Because compound interest is exponential over time. $500 invested monthly at 8% becomes nearly $300,000 over 20 years. But that only works if you can think 20 years ahead. Anxiety keeps you trapped in this month. Abundance lets you build for this lifetime. Step 6. Redefine your money identity. If you believe you're bad with money, you'll prove yourself right repeatedly. Start telling yourself a different story.
Not fake positivity, earned confidence through small wins. Here's what most people get wrong about financial peace. They think it requires reaching some destination. Hit 6 figures, pay off the house, have $1 million saved. Then I'll relax. That's a trap, because you're training your brain that peace is always in the future. And when you hit that number, you'll just move the goalpost. The people who actually experience financial peace figured out something counterintuitive. The peace has to come first. You choose calm as a practice, not a reward. You decide today that you will not let money anxiety run your life, regardless of your current balance. This doesn't mean being reckless or ignoring problems. It means responding to financial challenges from a place of clarity instead of panic. It means making the smart move, not the scared move. When you operate from peace, you make better decisions. Better decisions create better outcomes. Better outcomes reinforce the peace. It's a virtuous cycle instead of a vicious one. But someone has to break the pattern first. That someone is you. That moment is now.
Let me give you a 90-day rewiring roadmap. Days 1 through 30, foundation phase. Calculate your clarity number and start building toward it aggressively. Automate every possible financial transaction. Schedule your 1 weekly money hour and commit to it. Track every negative thought you have about money, not to fix them, just to notice them. Days 31 through 60, mindset phase. Start a daily practice of abundance affirmations, not woo-woo nonsense, but strategic identity statements. Replace "I can't afford that" with "How could I afford that?" Begin researching one passive income option seriously. Read 1 book on wealth psychology. Days 61 through 90, action phase. Make your first investment if you haven't already. Start one side income stream, however small. Review your career positioning and identify one strategic move you've been too scared to make. Take it. By day 90, you won't be wealthy, but you'll be thinking like someone who will be. Your brain will have new patterns. Your stress response will be different. Your relationship with money will have fundamentally shifted. That's the foundation everything else builds on.
Before you start, let me warn you about the 7 mistakes that will sabotage this entire process. Mistake 1. Confusing awareness with worry. Checking your accounts obsessively isn't financial responsibility. It's anxiety disguised as diligence. Mistake 2. Waiting until you feel ready to invest. You'll never feel ready. Start while scared. Mistake 3. Lifestyle inflation. Every raise goes to lifestyle upgrades instead of asset building. This keeps you on the hamster wheel forever. Mistake 4. Avoiding financial conversations because they're uncomfortable. Avoidance is expensive. Mistake 5. Making financial decisions emotionally. Buying when excited, selling when scared, spending when stressed. Emotions are information, not instructions. Mistake 6. Comparing your Chapter 1 to someone else's Chapter 20. Their visible success tells you nothing about their journey. Mistake 7. Believing you need to know everything before starting. Perfection is procrastination. Start ugly. Learn by doing. The only mistake worse than these 7 is knowing this information and doing nothing with it.
Here's the formula in 1 sentence. Financial peace is a practice, not a destination, and the practice creates the destination. That's it. Stop waiting to feel secure before you act secure. Stop waiting to be wealthy before you think wealthy. Stop letting anxiety be the loudest voice in every financial decision you make. Your action for today is simple. Calculate your clarity number. That specific 6-month expense total. Write it down. Make it real. That's your first target. Not millions, not retirement, just enough to tell your survival brain that you're safe. Everything else builds from there. Tell me in the comments, what's the biggest money worry that's been stealing your peace? And what's one belief about money you're ready to let go of? Drop it below. I read everything. And remember, the cost of worry is always higher than the cost of action. Your anxiety isn't protecting you, it's taxing you. It's time to stop paying that bill. Let's build.
If you stayed until the end, you're clearly serious about improving your finances. Subscribe and help us reach 100K. And before you go, watch this next video. It could be exactly what you need for your financial journey.